Hello, 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 and welcome to the One and One Music Review Show. I am your host, Dr. Empress Rose. Greetings, the one and all, itineral guidance to the masses. Thanks for tapping in each and every week and lending to me your listening ear. Dubbed as the International Music Connection, each week we highlight musicians of various genres across the globe. As well, please check out our Reggae Aeration, featuring an hour of classic, retro, authentic tunes on Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on AMP. And on Saturdays, 10 to 12 p.m., check out our Music Connect Africa, exclusively on YouTube. We are international stars.
Me coulda seen in your eyes, see your face, know the lie. Girl, you know I be your type, am your type. I see your body just a shine, no. No, me mama can't lie, no. See your body at the light, at the light. So me say, oh, your body make me say, yo. Your body light up me, whoa. Your body me I want touch, girl I'm so sprung. I want me say, oh. Your body make me say, oh. Your body me I want touch. Your body light up me world, girl you're so soft. So me tell you, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Baby that could put a little sugar in a me Gary baby, yeah. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Baby. Babe, I go fly, you go LA. No time to waste, me no delay. Everything crease, everything bless. It no matter how far my wallet. You are the resident that I know. Right from picking in your brown skin girl. You not bleach, you not change your tone. See my baby too pure, yeah. Say, oh, your body make me say yo. Your body light up me, whoa. Your body me I want touch, girl I'm so sprung. I want me say, oh. Your body make me say, yo. Your body me I want touch. Your body light up me world, girl you're so soft. So me tell you, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Baby that could put a little sugar in a me Gary baby, yeah. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Na. Hey, put a little sugar in a me Gary baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary. Put a little bit of sugar. Put a little bit of sugar. Put a little bit of sugar.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tapping in. For everyone who is currently tapped in. Yes, so I am currently live, and I thank everyone, for bearing with me and having me here today. I tell you, I could not do this without you, so I thank you for tapping in each and every week and checking me out. Of course, it is that we are going to start off today's interview with none other than Pupa. He is going to be up momentarily, but for right now, I am going to have you guys keep vibing to his music.
Me coulda seen in your eyes, see your face, know the lie. Girl, you know I be your type, am your type. I see your body just a shine, no. No, me mama can lie, no. See your body at the light, at the light. So me say, oh, your body make me say, yo. Your body light up me, whoa. Your body me, I want touch. Girl, I'm so sprung. I want me say, oh. Your body make me say, yo. Your body me, I want touch. Your body lights up my world, girl, you're so soft. So me tell you, put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Baby, that could put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby, yeah. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Baby. Babe, I go fly, you go LA. No time for waste, me no delay. Everything crease, everything bless. It no matter how far my wallet. You are the resident that I know. Right from picking your brown skin girl. You not bleach, you not change your tone. See my baby too pure, yeah. Oh, your body make me say yo. Your body light up me, whoa. Your body me, I want touch. Girl, I'm so sprung. I want me say oh. Your body make me say yo. Your body me, I want touch. Your body lights up my world, girl, you're so soft. So me tell you, put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Baby, that could put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby, yeah. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Oh, put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary, baby. Put a little sugar in a me Gary. Put a little bit of sugar. Put a little bit of sugar. Put a little bit of sugar. Sugar.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you guys for bearing with me. And of course, it is that we started off late today. Of course, it is that just before I got on air today, um, I was hacked. And so I have a computer that probably will not work after this show. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me each and every week throughout the mishap that just happened today. Of course, it is we have Pupa T, who is currently in studio. And for those persons who are wondering about him or have reached out to me and says they love his sound and they would like to know a little bit more about him, this is what our show is all about. So you will get to know a little bit more about him. What I must say is that is a Nigerian. He's from Nigeria, and his genre is Afro pop, reggae dance, and as well he's a writer and a performer. But there's no time like the present, so I'll have him tell a little bit about himself, and we'll get right into our today's interview. Hi, Pupa T, how are you?
Yeah, greetings, everyone. It's good to be here. Greetings, Empress.
Yes. So, for our listening audience who don't know anything about, Pupa T, but of course it is. I
Yeah.
have persons in our who have sent me messages before the show who have actually had a chance to listen to you on the flyer and wanted to know a little bit more about you. So, can you tell our listening audience a little bit more about you? They already know that you're from Nigeria, but we'd like to know
Yeah,
about
man.
a little bit about your career.
All right. My real name's Adelaja Adetola David, popularly known as Pupa T, Pupa to the TEE. I'm a Nigerian Afro-pop and reggae dancer fusion artist, and I produce from Ogo State and Kogi State. My mom is from Kogi State, of part of Nigeria. My dad is from the Ogo side of Nigeria, and I'm known for my amazing fusion of Afro beats to dancehall reggae, which is actually one of its kind in the music industry of today. So this has actually been giving me an edge so far in my career. Yeah, so that's just the little things to know about Pupa T precisely.
Okay. I love it. So of course, within my introduction, I made note that you are a writer and as well.
A
Um,
performer,
no,
definitely.
do you write all your songs?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we are the writer. We are the writer. In fact, most of my songs are even. I even tend to mix them myself. I'm also a sound engineer, a studio engineer.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the song that we just listened to, Sugar, is that a production you self-produced?
No, it was produced by CT. CT is a producer in Ghana, but we met in South Africa. That was where we met, uh, and we came together to drop something very beautiful. That song was actually a beauty, and CT is one of this big producer. He produces Party Ranking album and all those big stars too. So when he saw me, he was like he'd like to work with me, and then we decided to fuse, and we came out with something beautiful. So it was produced by CT, but it was written and performed by myself.
By yourself. Now, in terms of your music, who are the persons or person who influenced the music that you make today?
I'd say I have a lot of influences when it comes to music. I have uh, all these old legends because we listen to old songs when I was young. My father used to play some kind of old songs on the radio, and all these songs are the songs that actually started the influence in my musical career. I realized that I started singing along these old legend songs. We talk of the people like Obe, Commander, Sonny Ade. You might not know these people. These people are the old legends of the industry.
Oh no, I
They
I, I
started
know
with that.
Sunny Eddie. Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
they're actually not doing hip hop. They are doing more of alternative and Afrobeat sound, deep Afrobeat sound like the Juju. But they are the ones we tapped from. We tapped a lot from them, and we're able to put it in our own new ways of making music. So yeah, they are very very great influence to me.
So if I had to you know listen to your iPad or pick your brain for like who exactly are you listening to these days? Like,
Uh,
mhm.
yeah, these days I actually listen to any positive good vibe, because the music is actually big these days, especially from a lot of Afrobeat tunes coming from Nigeria. So I listen to every positive song. I listen to reggae too, but I think I listen to a song that gets to touch me, that gets to inspire me. As long as the song is good, I don't care who sang it. I don't care about the level. It could even be an upcoming artist. But as
Yeah.
long as the song ministers to me, yeah, I keep listening to it. So I'm a lover of music generally. I don't pick. I love variety of good music. So I listen to a lot of music. In fact, in my day, I listen to over 10 music in a day. I just keep, listening to different sounds, try
Mm-hmm.
to experiment and, bringing in different sounds into my own ideation, and it helps. So I actually have a variety of music that I listen to, reggae and Afrobeat. Let me, if I can categorize it, I'll say reggae and Afrobeat. But as long as it's a good song, I don't discriminate. Yeah,
Of course, it is that within your collection, I had a chance to go in and take and but I must tell you, before now, I have never heard about Puppet Tea before, but I went in and I had a chance to listen to a few songs from your catalog. And of
yeah,
course, it shows that you're actually there's a strong emphasis on the
yeah,
reggae genre as well.
yes,
Who is
yes,
your
sir.
who is your favorite reggae artist?
I'd say Chronics. I'd say I have a few of them. I love Chronics. I love Vista Signal. I love um I love Jamil. I love Popcorn. I love I love a lot. I love a lot of them. Yeah. I mean, like Vista Signal, Chronics. I think those are my major favorites. Yeah, Vista Signal, Chronics, because of the positive message. They're like giving me good vibes all the time.
Now, at the top of the hour, played the song Sugar. Talk to me about the songwriting and what the song is about for the listening audience. For instance, we have Winsome straight out of Jamaica, and she's asking the song Sugar, what is it about? We say sugar. You may say sugar. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, Sugar.
Yeah, so talk to me about the
Sugar.
song. What is the song about?
Well, I remember the day I wanted to go and record a song.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was going to song that day, and I got to the studio, and the CT was like, I was like, bro, this is what I want to come and do today. I said I wanted to do something fast tempo that we can dance to because I sing a lot of mid tempos, and it was like, no, bro, I really want people to feel your voice. So I'm gonna do something for you, and I want you to use your voice, your Rasta voice. Your the fusion of your Rasta and Afrobeat. I needed to use it. I was like, okay. Then he gave me that beat, and I was like, okay, I think this is kind of to just do something that came into my head, like, okay, put a little sugar in a big baby, just like put a little sugar in my cassava meal, and to make it
Well, they know about that, the
so that was,
cassava meal. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, man, yeah. So that was what brought about the song, and I was like, okay, like more like thinking about somebody bringing spice into your life. Try to tell somebody to bring spice into your life because what he did was that he brought. I was trying to bring something else, but he told me so it was more like a sugar into a different vibes that I was bringing. So that was how the song came out. Put sugar in my Gary baby. So Gary is actually a local cassava meal that we have in Nigeria here. Everybody eats. Everybody loves it. Everybody has it in their house. It's a general thing. It's a general food. You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
sadly.
well, I have Jen out of the US. Uh, be prepared to get some quite interesting questions as well. I tell you why.
All right.
Of course it is that we are debuting Shirtless Fridays. For some reason, yourself and the next guest both have pictures showing your six pack. So, and those are the pictures that we receive. So we have an audience that's of course, sending him a few provocative questions, and I will try my best
Okay.
to ensure that they can be asked across all media platforms as well, so that the show do not get censored,
All
because
right. All right.
because they tend to like to do that with my shows as
Okay.
well.
I got you. I got you.
Right. All right.
All right.
Oh boy. So Jen would like to know if you're an athlete, or do you actually are doing push-ups and sit-ups every day? She would like to get a six pack like yours.
Well, I mean, my six packs actually, I remember when I wanted to have the six pack. I used to be someone with a big tummy when I
Mm-hmm.
was very young. So I remember I have a friend there. His name is Razor. He's also a music producer now. He was born with it. His own. He didn't work it. So it was a fascinating thing for me. Whenever we're together and he pull off his shirt, he's
Yeah.
the most sexiest amongst us. And I feel intimidated. I'm like, man, damn guy, you're sexy. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna work my own. So I started gyming. I started working out. and I realized that it's actually going to help my music physique because I felt like I need to be fit, I need to be on my feet. So I decided to start working out, doing a lot of daily programs,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of gymming, and I think that was 2014. Yeah, I think it started 2000 no 2007. That was when I started gymming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started gymming 2007. So I think I stopped when I went 2012. When I stopped 2012, I stopped gymming. Even till now, I don't gym anymore. But I'll still maintain my physique. Like I just make sure I eat good food,
Mm-hmm.
and I do some little workouts in the house, probably like push-ups and all that, just to stay fit. But yeah, I don't do any hectic fitness routine anymore. No, so I'm good the way I am. So
And
if you wanna have if you wanna have a six pack like me, what you gotta do is, you can start some indoors, routine, and the listening to my music to motivate you. That will definitely motivate you, because it will keep reminding you that okay, this is the person that has a six pack, so that will motivate you.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the question. Yes. However, I have to censor a few of the questions as well. And on that note, I'm going to jump to one of your tracks and we'll be right back with some
Yeah.
more questions, okay? Sit
All right,
tight.
let's go.
Yeah, la lesson for the eye. A rough flex style days. Hey, yo. Ooh, yeah. I know you want me close. Ooh, but I've gotta hustle, hustle, yeah. You feel it all alone, but I've gotta hustle. Yeah. Every little time she done they missing me. She be calling, she be nagging, she be hitting me. She a trouble and a pretty petty little thing. She a trouble and a pretty sexy little thing. Every little time she done they missing me. She be calling, she be nagging, she be hitting me. She a trouble and a pretty petty little thing. She a trouble and a pretty sexy little thing. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should buff and pass. Maybe we should just be friends. Ooh, yeah. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should buff and pass. Maybe we should just be friends. Oh, yeah. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should buff and pass. Maybe we should just be friends, you know. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should just be friends. Maybe we should buff and pass. I know say you sweet oh, very very sweet oh, calling every now and then. I know say you sweet oh, you want everything, but I know I'm stressing. Many people dey, many toto dey, all of them are dey bunk you. You say you get a give, baby. Every little time she done dey missing me. She be calling, she be nagging, she be hitting me. She a trouble and a pretty petty little thing. She a trouble and a pretty sexy little thing. Every little time she done dey missing me. She be calling, she be nagging, she be hitting me. She a trouble and a pretty sexy little thing. She a trouble and a pretty sexy little thing. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should buff and pass. Maybe we should just be friends. Ooh, yeah. Why you take it personal? Maybe we should buff and pass. Maybe we should just be friends. Oh, yeah. Puff and pass. Puff and pass. Puff and pass. Puff and pass, baby.
We do not disappoint. I tell you, to my listening audience, of course, we do not disappoint. Each and every
Yeah, right.
week, we do the thing, okay? And so, hearing the back while the music is playing, I have Pupa T who is singing me praises and say thanks for for doing this show. Because
Yeah, right.
as an artist, international artist, he appreciates it. But I'm telling him as well, this is like driving a car. I can't do the show without the artist. So I appreciate all the artists who make their submission, and God knows we get a lot. So we cannot, get to accommodate persons each and every week. But kudos to you guys. You understand? Especially the
Right.
ones that are not known and they're doing their thing, and nobody really knows much or across the world knows everyone that comes on this show. But it also
Mhm.
helps for the various platforms to hear and know a little bit more about yourself. Because for myself, as I've said before, this is I did not know about Pupa T before, but I listened to the music and I was like, okay, yeah, and I'm loving those runs that you do as well. So, have you had vocal training?
Yes, sometimes in my life I've had some vocal training.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually started as a rapper when I was getting into music fully. I started as a rapper, and along the line I started singing too. I was fusing rap with singing, but at some point I realized that everybody was doing the rap and singing thing. So I needed to be different. I needed to be, special. So I decided to, derive my originality, which brought me into reggae. And I decided to, make it special by fusing my Afrobeat with the reggae
Mm-hmm.
in
Wow.
my age in the music industry. Exactly. So, yes, sometimes in my life I've gone through a vocal training, but it was actually a self vocal training. It's not as if I got appointed to a class for that or stuff. I do those things myself, research, singing people's songs, going out with live bands, building myself more, and that's how I got to, get to my own originality.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Exactly.
Now, at what age did you say, you know what, this is what I would like to do? What age did you decide that music is the thing for you? And let
Yeah,
me.
I think it was 2000 and 2008. That was when I decided that I think I found a career that I really feel like I'm gonna thrive in. Uh, I started music. I started music like very early in my life. I just love music. I was just pulled into it, and then but I didn't know that it was gonna be something that will be professional eventually. So as I move on to I think it was at the point of going to school. My parent wanted me to go to school. They wanted me to be a graduate, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do the music thing. So I remember that they told me, they said, okay, if you really want to do this music, then please go to school. So I actually went to school because I wanted to do music, because I wanted them to be happy. I wanted them to like free me to be able to do my music. So I needed to do what they needed to do. So the moment I got my admission in school and I started performing in school, I realized how people were turning up for me, and I felt like, man, I think this is the way to go. So I decided to just stick to my music, and since then, give thanks. We're not there yet, but it's looking promising.
Well,
Yeah.
you touched on a subject that's quite interesting for me. um
Mm,
especially when we talk about the continent. There's similarities within the Caribbean countries as well, where it is that we have parents who they don't want to hear anything about the music. They don't want to hear anything about the sports. Yeah, you're welcome to sing, you're welcome to do sports, but you do have to go to school and you have to get your education as well. um
mhm.
but I have to ask you this question: do you think it's a bad or a good thing in terms of your parents actually instilling in you that you need to get a professional career aside
Yeah.
from, because music and sports is professional as well, right?
Yes, it's actually professional. I think it was a God's plan because, to be honest, education has really helped me a lot. Because I, I just imagine me not going to school, not going through school, not being a graduate. I would have been left out one way or the other because there are things that I actually do musically that, it takes you being smart, it takes you being intelligent to be able to attain that kind of, creativity. So it has helped me. So I'd say that it was actually God's plan for me to go to school. And even when I was in school, I was able to pull up a little fan base for myself. In school, then I won a lot of awards. I was one of the best artists. If we're gonna pick five, because I went to one of the best school in Nigeria here, which is University of Lagos. It
Mm-hmm.
was the Foster's University. It was actually the school for all celebrities. I didn't know that I was actually on the right, path until I got into the school and I realized that, oh, that this school has produced a lot of stars, and even today they still do. So, which eventually is saying that I am going to be one of those stars that the school is going to be producing. So it was more like a God's plan for me to go through that school, get some funds, get knowledge. I mean, I actually love science because I studied science. Even till date, I read a lot. I make sure I read a lot because I really love to know what is going on around me scientifically, and all these things that blessed my creativity when it comes to music content and comprehension and all that. So it was actually a good thing for me. So I actually appreciate them for making me go through that school.
And in piggybacking off your response, I asked you that question because I my life goal was always to do music and run track, and my mom would say you have to go to
Mm,
school and you have to do your best. They
yeah,
just want you to go. You have to do your best. And
absolutely.
of course it is that for myself, I got injured in 2004 whilst
Wow.
training for my Olympic trials, and that injury I couldn't walk for 2 years. But at that
Amen.
point is when I realized that what my parents did was actually good for me, because I'm a mixture of street smart and book smart. But the book smart
Mm,
is what kept me going, because I now had to think of a profession where I could make money while it is that I am
mm,
immobile and cannot move around. So to everyone and
definitely.
anyone out there listening, yes, it's
Mm,
great. It's great to be street smart, because trust me, you need that, especially in the music industry. But it's also,
definitely.
well, I would say the music industry is a mixture of both, being street smart and being book smart, because there are various things that you need to know as an artist within this industry, and you know so people don't bamboozle you as well.
Absolutely.
As well. So, if for your career, when you went to college, did you concentrate on music, or you concentrate on the sciences or something else? What's
I actually concentrate on both.
on both?
Because I remember, yeah, I was able to. God gave me the strength to be able to, uh, get both going on. Because I remember when I was in school, there was a time I had a show in a hall very close to my faculty, and at that faculty, I was actually writing a practical. It was a physics practical, and I'm a chemistry practical. And I have a show I'm supposed to perform by 2 p.m. And the practical doesn't end until 5. It was started by 1. And I was in the practical room and I told one of my colleagues, said, hey, I have a performance somewhere else. I'm quickly going to take a cab there. I'll perform and I'll come right back. Please check over my stuffs for me. And I went to the performance. I performed. I put the crowd. Everybody was like, whoa. Before they know it, I left the stage. I came back to my practical and I finished the practical. So I've been able to manage my time when I was in school. It was almost hard, like because at some point it affects my CGP, but I tried my best. I still came out with a second class, so you know it was an achievement for me because I was able to do what I want to do By the time we finished school, even when I was defending my project, my class course advisor was like, "So you actually finished, David?" They called me, said, "David, you finished. I didn't expect you to finish because you were all over there. I was already famous in school. They're already showing me on the TV." And so people didn't really believe that this guy is going to actually finish up the school. But I was able to finish at the end of the day because I was able to, put into all the things that I needed to put into. So yes, I went through school and school went through me. I was, academically fixed, and at the same time, my talent, I never, left it out.
Love it, love it, love it. Now,
Thank
um,
you.
of course, it is that the songs that I have played thus far um, are are from EPs. Am I correct? From two from an
No,
EP. Sugar
no,
is not.
I only have one EP so far, and the EP I dropped 2018.
Yeah.
Although there's an EP coming up towards the end of this year, it's going to be a crazy EP. It's going to be reggae and dancehall fusion with amapiano and Afrobeat. It's going to be awesome. So we're working on that at the moment. But for now, all the songs we've been listening to are singles because I was releasing the single because I want my fans to get to know Pupa T so that when I bring in the collection, they'll be able to, it takes them away. It blows them away. So all the singles I've been dropping was just to, get my people familiar with me, my fans familiar with me. So when they hear the voice, Pupa T, it's Pupa T.
Ah, I hear you. I hear you. So, um, what's next? When the EP comes out, are you actually touring? Are you a touring artist that you actually are doing events in your country, or do you travel to other countries? Are you having a media
Yes,
tour?
yes, I do talk. Actually, around last year, I was touring Africa. I was in South Africa. I toured Cape Town. I toured Johannesburg. I toured Gauteng, Durban, and yeah, I hope to tour more African countries. But I think I came back home to actually spread more of my wings at home. I want my people to get familiar with me more. So yeah, at the moment I'm getting tour more in Nigeria now. Like I was on a show yesterday. I'm gonna be in another show tomorrow. I'm going to be in another show on Sunday. So I'm making sure that I'm talking down all these places so that my people can get familiar to get to know me. So yes, but then the EP, like I said, is something I've been working on. It's ready, but there are some processes that we need to go get it through. Because I have a lot of product producer that I work with, their teams, and they give me ideas because I actually don't base on only my ideas, and they give me ideas. They be like, okay, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. Trust me, when the songs are out, it's gonna take the world by storm. I guarantee you that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like the fact that you're so confident in your
Yeah,
music, and it actually shows within your recordings as well. And
yeah,
you
thank
know,
you.
I truly believe in your music. So with the next EP that's coming up, if I wanted to lend some bars on that EP, would you can I do a collab with you?
Definitely, why not? I mean, that's going to be
Listen,
that's going to be welcome.
listen,
Totally.
listen. I
There's
am
always
loved.
there's always a room for improvement to make things greater. Here with me. So
Okay, I love it. I love it. Well, guess.
I think I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna leak some for you. I'm gonna send you some links. I'm gonna send like leak some of them to you for you to just have a feel of what is coming. Like it's officially, you just have a feel of what is coming through actually, so you get to see. get to know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I love it. I am so looking forward. I am looking forward to the EP, and
Yeah.
I said it jokingly in terms of getting on the track, in this
Yeah.
universe it is that I am loved. I am
I
loved
know.
a lot, but there's always a bit of dislike as well. So I and very talented. So for me to actually get onto your EP and actually, lend you some bars and stuff like that. Even
All
though
right.
even though I have a greater audience who doesn't show itself, I am sure that they will be thinking like, "Whoa, okay, not her again."
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
will I will
You know,
think.
with what you have already, I don't. I think that it's nothing to doubt about your creativity,
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's good to go at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I am glad that for myself, in tuned to persons who know what I do and is accepting of what it is that I do and continue to
Mm,
encourage me to continue along that path. So I appreciate you.
yes,
I appreciate you wholeheartedly.
yes,
Yes. Of course
yes.
it is
You're
that.
welcome.
I'm going to take the time to shout out, of course, a few persons and countries. I see Ghana. Thanks for showing up. Jamaica
Mm,
as well. A shout out to Eccleston Barnes. I really appreciate you tapping in each and every week. It's so loyal. As well. I need to give you an interview because you're so loyal. You're there every single week. Shout out Eccleston. And of course, artist I Brave, I see you as well. Thanks for tapping in. Aya Ingi, yes, Rastafarian straight out of Jamaica. I thank you for tuning in as well. Oh, producer, Silver Diamond. Thanks for tapping in as well. Of course, the legend, you know, untold, but as well told, legend.
mm,
We're talking about Ras Asher first. I thank you guys, man. You guys are so supportive. I thank you guys for tapping in. I could not do this without you. And of course it is that supporting my Nigerian brother. We're talking about Pupa T. Africa,
yeah, man.
the continent, the
Right.
place to be, the place to be right about now.
To the world.
To the world. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
you. I appreciate you coming through wholeheartedly, but of course we have some last minute questions before we let you go.
Yeah, thank you
Um,
for having me.
of
Thank you
course,
for
of
having me.
course, anytime, and I'm looking forward to lending you some bars. I think it's about time, you know,
Yeah,
that
no doubt.
that I put some bars and somebody's music so they see it, so persons will know that there's a lot
Yeah,
more to Dr. Empress Rose, you know?
don't worry. I'm gonna hit you up with some rhythm soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, yes, I appreciate it.
No
2G,
doubt.
I 2G Idibia. Do you know 2G Idibia, by the way?
Suji.
Mm-hmm. Idibia? He's an
No,
artist from Nigeria as well. Yes. Uh, he's
no, I don't
currently
know.
currently tapped in as well from Nigeria. Yes, I had him on my show recently.
All right.
Um
Respect, my brother. Respect. Respect.
shout out to everyone who is currently tapped in. I cannot see all the platforms, and I am getting messages by text messages as well, not within the chats
Yeah,
as
man.
well. But I appreciate everyone who is tapped in right now. The show started later than it was supposed to, and it's great to see that I have so much persons who actually are supporting. And even after the show is finished, there are persons that will go back and listen to it. So, of course, I'm going to jump to um, a quick commercial and I will be right back to finish up with Pupa Tea. Stay connected.
All right.
Here, we aim to highlight the cultural creative industries, discovering emerging talents whilst establishing business connections and forming new global partnerships. This year, BDG 2023 Business Conference looks to highlight the theme Economic Growth in the Age of Modern Day Entrepreneurism. Here, it gives us an opportunity to explore innovative ideas and techniques with a focus on four CCI notable professions of the art: music, film, poetry, and athletics. And then there's gender equality, sustainability, and diversity. We will better highlight these conversations in our workshops and panel discussions. Stay connected. We are International Stars. Yes, yes, yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would not be the creative that I am. The creative the creativity kicks in. So of course it is. I had to, of course, entertain everyone with a copy of my ad for my conference as I look forward to my conference later this year. So yes, that's the art of being a creative. And what happens when you're creative? No one can take that away from you. So yes, so I appreciate everyone who is stopping in and actually sending me messages as well, and actually love my commercial. Well, so Pupa T, I must let you know, I didn't realize that you actually are have been a student at the University of Lagos, because one of my friends is actually a professor at the University of Lagos. Okay.
Yes.
I will.
Yeah.
So I'll read. Of course, I sent him a link, so I don't know if he's currently listening. If he is, he will let me know shortly. But yes, he's a good friend, and he's one of the professors at your school as well. So
Wow.
yes, very small world, I tell you. People think the world is big, but it's not. It's not as big as people think it is. Very small.
Exactly.
I appreciate you coming through. I am looking forward to the EP.
Thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate it, man. I feel blessed. Thank you. When Mandy told me that, oh, there's somebody I'd like to introduce to you. I mean, you're just going to love this. Blah blah. Like, yeah, let's bring it on. Then,
yeah,
I just decided to submit, and yeah, you came out positive. So I was like, wow, that's cool. This is what we need. It's more like an inspiration to go harder in what we do. So I really feel blessed. Thank you very much.
I thank you. I thank you wholeheartedly. All right, and keep sharing.
Yep.
As well. I don't ask persons to follow me, because I say if persons really value what I do, they will follow what I do.
Absolutely.
As well. Okay, so you're welcome. That no. I'm gonna vibe out with your obsessed. So for all the ladies, I'm sorry I could not get to all those questions today, and I have to censor the questions because the platforms love to censor my everything about Dr. Empress Rose. Okay. So to all the ladies that I did not get to, wanted to ask about the six pack, you are welcome to visit him on his social media platforms, and you can send him a DM. Can they send you a DM? I'm over here saying that. Can they send you a DM?
Yeah. Let Jesus said, let the ladies come. So, so yeah, let them keep coming. I got you.
All right. Reach out to him across social media. He's going to share his social media handles with you. Share your social media handles for me, please.
Official _ Pupa T, official _ PUPATEE on IG, and on Facebook too. I'm official _ Pupa T. On Twitter, I'm Pupa TV at PUPATZZY. Yeah, so PUPATZZY. Just put Pupa T on any social platform. It's gonna bring up my handle. So soft.
Well, I tend to ask this question to artists: how difficult it is to get your name as consistently across the social media platforms. Is your name already taken on some of those?
No,
Oh, okay.
But yes, nobody. There's no other Pupa T. That's why I said if you just type Pupa T,
Mm-hmm.
there's only one Pupa T you're going to see on every platform, and it's mine. It's mine. So verified.
Okay. Well, you heard the man. Look for Pupa T. We're going to vibe out with I'm Obsessed. Can you tell us what
All
that
right.
song is about before our listening audience as I vibe out with I'm
Yeah, obsessed
Obsessed?
with something for the ladies out
Oh,
there
wow.
because I've been more of a positive, uh, inspirational song, and then I got linked up with Vibebox Entertainment in the UK. They decided to send me a reading. Vibebox Entertainment is owned by a Jamaican, and they were the one that actually produced Puff and Pass. So after Puff and Pass was successful, decided to heat up with me again and be like, man, we like what you did on Puff and Pass. So we have another reading for you, but this time around it's Afrobeat. And I was like, bring it up. So when they give it to me, I decided, oh, I think I'm gonna do this one for the ladies because they have been there for me. They've been supportive. I think I have more women buying my songs. I have more women buying my songs, so I decided to do this for them. So yeah, I feel obsessed with the love they have so far for me. That is why I came about the song. I am obsessed.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to vibe out with I'm Obsessed. And of course, it is. We have Waiting in the Wings. We have Villaville out of Kingston, Jamaica. That's going to be up next as well, right? So keep on vibing, keep on listening, keep on sharing. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend about the one on one
Thank
music
you.
review show with Dr. Empress Rose. Okay?
All right. Blessed.
Wise box. Yeah, oh, but, oh, yeah, 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 what till I go do? If I know some, my baby, no me can do it, I'm a baby. Help me find my baby. Nothing I go do. If I know some, my baby, come me can do it, I'm a baby. Where are you, me lady? You got me calling every day. If you know they are the bara, girl I go figure anyway. To show you say you matter. See, I mean I care what they say. Trust me, I tell you, feeling on me. If I to fight, I'ma die on me. Put all my soul and life on this. I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, no regret. If I give you all I have, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, don't you stress. I'll be doing everything. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, no regret. If I give you all I have, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, don't you stress. I'll be doing everything. You know why you stress it, baby. Cause you know me got it, baby. Even if you are watch it, baby. You know I got it, baby. Me know why you stress it, baby. Cause you know me got it, baby. Even if you are brush it, baby. Yo, I'll be down there doing it. Nothing I gonna do. If I know see my baby. No me can do it, I'm a baby. Help me find my baby. Nothing I gonna do. If I don't see my baby. Where are you, my baby? Come me can do, baby. I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, no regret. If I give you all I have, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, don't you stress. I'll be doing everything. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, no regret. If I give you all I have, I'm obsessed. Forgive me, girl, I confess. Yeah, don't you stress. I'll be doing everything.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, we have just vibed with Pupa T straight out of Lagos, Nigeria. And I tell you, he is giving that what do you say, that hip artist that, he's, I think he's onto something right there. He's onto something, definitely. And we are going to keep it vibing. Of course, it is that we have Ville, who is coming up next. And I tell you, you got to stay tuned. Got to stay tuned for him as well. But to get acclimated, I am going to keep you guys vibing to one of his tracks. And when we come back, he will be in studio and we'll get our questions going as well for him. Keep it locked.
Yeah. You know what time it is. You're the fame. You already know my name. Don't rush. Baby girl, take it easy. Enough energy they have to please the needy. Next gal I text and I say she wanna see me. My day under quarantine, me tell her, she say really? In the house, me and wifey locked down 24/7, so me make she have fun. Give her love until the love come down. She say you better call a side gal and me you want done. This lockdown thing I make some hot gal panic. Just somewhere day for $1,000 credit. She text me next day and I say Villa, me not get it. Me say oh shit, you know me credit done as me fi send it. You're the fame of some artists where I gonna make it. Idol and Spaniards, you them full of lyrics. So long in the business, me feel like a relic, but me still plan to make me music a pandemic. This COVID thing I lock it down like a cell. Mask and sanitizer, enough of that I sell. Everybody in a mask like the man that spell, but at least you alone know when your breath smell. Everybody afraid cause no man no want catch it. Blackhead in a face and nobody nah touch it. Everybody have a spray buckle in a pocket. Yeah, madman a bills and him spray it when him take it. But a serious note, we need to find the antidote. No for dead is not a joke. Every day the news report. This me really want to see we back to normality. Tell the church to pray for if you overcome the tragedy. In the meantime, we need to just keep safe. Not make the pressure dry out like shoelace. Keep a distance, stand in your own space. And no link up on no base. Yeah. You know what time it is. I feel like I hate that. Yo, where's the hello?
Villa, we had to run through.
Hold on. Life after COVID, me done to the max. TV and food, everybody a relax. Inside, ding dong him said that, but when a time fi come out, everybody get fat. I'm a friend Shelly Belly gain weight like the whole time him lap like in my feet pancake. Girl we ass did flat pancake in the mirror, but me gain little ass can shake. COVID it at the whole place I'm on wild, so make it a reason fi no pay back loan. Wifey a smile car husband the home wild side gal a ball. Me can't get him on the phone. After COVID they know say a hustle time. Every artist a chase by the dollar sign. Everybody price drops at the right time to book the biggest artist before the hype is climb. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. Yeah, the fear. All up. Not touching enough. Lockdown time.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what I tell you, we do not disappoint, okay? We do not disappoint. And thanks for all the persons who are currently, reaching out and say, what? We love the show. We love what we see going on. We just wish we could see you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why you're not seeing me, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with me. There's a reason why you're not seeing me. I am an introvert. And every time I would have to get on this show, it would take a whole bunch of whoosah for me to get on. I mean, that's what makes me unique. And I don't like to be like everyone else. But of course it is that you have an opportunity to hear this voice as well, bringing you the various artists across the aisle each and every week. Okay? And I appreciate you guys tapping in. But more importantly, we currently have Ville in studio. Villa, I tell you, how are you?
Hey, Empress. Respect for having me.
Oh my God! Respect for showing up. Yes, you just actually it's a star on the Jamaican side right now because you showed up. I should tell you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate that. Well, of course it is that for myself, I know that you're currently hailing from Kingston, Jamaica, but please do the honors and introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Well, listeners, manners and respect. Good evening, because it's actually evening where I'm at right now. Well, I'm Villaville, hail from Kingston, as Empress said. I'm a dancehall artist, dancehall entertainer. Yeah, but right now I'm focused on the I would say the culture part of the dancehall.
So I'm focused on doing positive music right now. Because to me, that is the music that lasts the longest. And that lasts forever. So I'm currently focused on that. I have a few works in the pipeline right now. I don't want to discuss it because it's working on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically it. I'm here, active.
Up and active, up and active.
Up
Well,
and active.
yes, you have a few persons that are currently shouting you out. Some on my timeline, some in text, and boy, I tell you, shout out to Ghana. So shout out to Juja Boateng, little Joe out of Ghana. You know Ghana, you're always showing up. Zimbabwe as well.
Ghana in the house. Big up Ghana.
Thanks for
Yeah, man. Hopefully one day I'll be there. Big up Ghana.
big ups to Zimbabwe as well. I see you. Thanks for showing up as well. Um, Big ups to
Zimbabwe.
Miss Redzi.
The right way.
Thank you for taking the time to come and listen to Dr. Empress Rose. And I know that some persons are unable to actually watch the live feed, and later they go back and they will watch it. But to each and everyone, I appreciate you as well. Okay. And shout out to Dr. Nelvazam. I do you know who that is? Villa, do you know who that is?
Who is that? Doctor? Who?
Dr. Nelvasam. Well,
no, I'm not familiar with that name.
Well, the person said they're here to show support to you, and they love and appreciate your talent. So it's good to know that they are persons.
I know who that is. Yeah, I know, but I know about a different name.
It's okay.
Yeah, man, big up.
It's okay.
Save love, big up, respect.
Shout out to Evans Issa as well, and I am grateful that you're here. Shout out to Kenya as well, who is in the house. Okay, I will come back and I will shout out other persons as well later. But for right now, let's get back to Villaville. Again, I have never heard of Villaville until recently. Okay. But of course, we're in that line of work where it is that we have to remind artists sometimes that not everybody in the world know about you. So it's always important to be nice, and it's nice to be important, right? As well. But
right, definitely.
But as well, it's also great that persons actually come on this show, and for an audience who have never heard of them as well to actually have an opportunity to listen to your music across the world and support you. And I appreciate everyone who is here today supporting Villaville. Now, the song we played at the top of the hour was COVID related. Talk to me about the production of that song.
COVID. Let me tell you, kind of funny though, because I was in my room.
Mm-hmm.
I was at home in my room, and my neighbor was playing that beat, the instrumental, the rhythm that you hear with the COVID song.
Yes.
Neighbor was playing that, and I said, my neighbor is an engineer, by the way. I say, yo, I like that. That sound good. So by the evening, I'm gonna check him. I link him at the studio and say, let me hear the beat. And him play it and thing, and some start vibe to it. And you know, it was during the COVID time, so everybody was indoor. Yeah. So I said, all right, you know, it's good to put a COVID song on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just start meds, the work with the vibes and just start meds everything. Yeah. But you know, start with, because I think that's the original song for that rhythm, it's Don't Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, some raps, yeah. So we started with Don't Rush. Don't Rush. That's the first thing.
Yes.
Don't rush. And then now I say, all right, let me see, what else come to mind now? Baby girl, take it easy. Yeah, don't rush. Just take it easy. Enough energy they have to please the needy, you know? So it does flow. It's just a nice vibe, you know?
I love it. Now, to all the persons who really think that I know all the artists in Jamaica, I don't know all the artists in Jamaica. As well. Because someone just asked me, aren't you from Jamaica? How come you don't know Viva Villa Villa Villa? They're asking how come I don't know I'm from Jamaica. Yes, a small island that it is, I do not know all the artists. However, I appreciate the ones who take the time to pay attention to their music. So first and foremost, um, yes, the personality is what it is. What you see is what you get. However,
Yeah.
I'm a producer first. So if I get songs that are not very well produced, then I will not. They will not make the interview, which means that you may know artists that I have not brought them in for an interview on the show because it is that they did not take the time to mix and master the production. So don't think because I'm a girl, I don't know what time it is. Mix and master the songs, and yes, the clarity,
Right.
I will play it. Okay. Yeah. So Villanelle, for the COVID song itself, was it recorded during the COVID period, or you said, you know what? What am I talking about? COVID period. I think I just read a few days ago that COVID is still here. Matter of fact, so COVID didn't go nowhere, huh?
Yeah, for real. But
COVID.
that song was during the COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
It was during the COVID in the hot spot of the COVID time.
Oh, okay. Now,
I did that song.
now during COVID, did you was the production decreased in terms of you being in the studio, or do you have a home studio?
Well, not a home studio, but the studio was next door.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can call it a home studio because it's right in my vicinity. So I would just scale the fence instead of walking on the road because everybody have to stay off the road.
Yes.
You know, police patrol and you don't want anybody to see on the street. So I had to jump the fence and go over the studio and then get to work.
Jump the fence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, jump the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, the Prime Minister told everybody to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Tana your yard.
Tana your yard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a whole nother story. Now,
that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. So within COVID, you are still able to produce your songs. Were you able to do virtual performances as well?
No.
No virtual?
No, I didn't do any at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see that video that you watch on YouTube not too long ago,
yes,
that was done when everything kind of eased up a bit, where people could traverse freely, just a little bit.
Yes.
So I took that moment as soon as that come and just did the video ASAP.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, a question we have from Dee Dee out of New York here in the US. He would like to know, how long have you been in, doing music professionally?
Doing music?
Yes.
Right now me have 5'11". I mean, I do music from my idea, my niece. So you're supposed to know so a long time back. Right?
Yeah. I tell you, my Jamaicans are the best.
From your idea, music from high school.
From
I used to attend Jamaica College. I made the music from that time. But before that, though, my love for music began when my father, there was a sound, them call it Sir M Special. Not even a sound, but a set.
Yes.
Because I want turntable in the app.
Yeah.
So he used to play the music, I used to enjoy it. So I just kind of get the love for music. I know all of old song because he play all of old type of music and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But just develop a love for the music from there.
So, for myself growing up, we talk about Jamaican parents who played old time songs and stuff. I was listening to artists such as Dolly Parton. What's his name again? Aaron Neville, is that it? Aaron Neville? Of course, my favorites, Whitney Houston, Lucky Dube is one of
Lucky Dube.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P.
Whitney. Yeah.
Yes. Michael Jackson, of course, all of that from that era as well. Now, would you say that some of those persons, some of the artists that you grew up listening to actually influenced the music that you're actually doing today?
In it influenced me in thinking about doing music, but in terms of like the vocals and our my mindset, it's mostly like what I say, Papa San, Ninja Man, currently Vibes Cartel and a couple others. But Michael Jackson, now, the entertainment part, like that, because you like to see him dance and all that stuff,
Right.
But in terms of lyrics, it's mostly like the Jamaican type of artist, the Papa San, the Ninja Man, Vibes Cartel and stuff like that.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, I'm going to jump to one of your tracks and we'll be right back with some more questions, of course.
Pepsi on a flask a rum, DJ till the buckle done. Yo, to all the place I run, me crosser than Miss Ivyson. Royal weed, saga run, all of that just water down. Scamming and the robbing, none of them not do no time for none. Financial system let we down. Which part you send money ton? Faster than 9.5 or so the bank account go down. Government say crime fi done, gangsters say money fi run. Time to leave the spot, me sight a action here be really yum. Pepsi on a flask a rum, DJ till the buckle done. Pepsi on a flask a rum, flask a rum, flask a rum. Pepsi on a flask a rum, DJ till the buckle done. Pepsi on a flask a rum, flask a rum, flask a rum. Them say Afrobeat a run the place, dance all gone resuscitate. Everybody still a wait fi add this step to prison gate. Teachers them a demonstrate, favor la negotiate. Schoolers a say money straight, a chopper them a emulate. Pure gang then at the school.
Yes.
Easy.
Yes, yes. Yes, of course it is that. We just had the opportunity to listen to Pepsi and rum. And I think it's not just about the Pepsi and rum, but the way the video is set up itself, it's very traditional in terms of Jamaica. Of course, I'm Jamaican, so I know that, the surroundings and everything has to do with Jamaica, and as well the news clips that are currently in there. So talk to my audience about this Pepsi and rum video and song.
Well, all right, the Pepsi and the rum. It's I kind of make it comical, like hilarious, but it's serious. The contents serious and current, because basically I talk about what's going on in Jamaica currently, like the Usain Money saga, the shooting at the beryllium, some robbery that took place, and the government owing the teachers and the teachers demonstrating and stuff like that. The younger guys popping Mali and all that stuff. So it's all about a mixture of stuff that's going on in Jamaica, but I didn't find a hook for it. So I couldn't find a hook. So I said to myself, no, all right, how can I get a hook for this song? I'm saying, all right, you know what? I'm not going to think too much for no hook. I just keep it simple. I need a Pepsi and a flask of rum. And just DJ. Because I don't drink rum and I don't drink Pepsi. So it kind of, I don't drink none of them something. So I just say, all right, maybe Pepsi and a flask of rum, DJ till the buckle done. Yeah, let me just keep it that way. I just say, all right, if I get a Pepsi and a rum, I can just DJ till the buckle done. And if you notice at the end of the song, I ask the bartender for a buckle of Campari.
Well,
that's what I really drink. So,
interesting subject there.
Yeah.
But it's part of being a creative, where it is that you actually harbor in your space subjects that are of value, and that you don't necessarily feed into, because like you say, you don't drink Pepsi, you don't drink rum. I don't drink Pepsi, I don't drink rum. But as a creator, the music and the value in terms of what you're putting out welcomes the idea, to get the message across. So yeah, I understand. Now, there's some real issues in there that you spoke about that
Right.
are of importance, such as the crime. Now, every time I have someone on my show and I ask them about, what's the crime that's going on within their city in Jamaica, and they say, well, New York have more crime than we. I didn't ask about New York. I asked
Right.
about Jamaica because, for myself growing up, what I see happening now was not happening. But of course, it is that we don't want to be stagnant in what we do, and we are not saying that everything should be the same from when we were growing up or whatever. So for the persons who,
Right.
you know, of course, it is. I'm not 25. However, however, it is that there's a time when I went to school and I lived on the island, and what I see going on in terms of the crime and the various things going on right now was not happening. I have to ask you this question, and you can answer if you choose not to answer it. That's also okay. I understand that as well. But do you think the government, Andrew Holness, is doing enough?
Um, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I don't think he's doing enough. And the reason for saying that is because when you look at certain area, it's like certain area, like me, I'm from the ghetto, from the garrison.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see it happening right now. Certain JLP stronghold, which is Anjoli's party, JLP. When the crime start in those areas, just like crime start in the PNP areas, you don't find like police pressuring the JLP side like how they pressure the PNP side.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that happening because worse, if the JLP side is fighting against the PNP side, they would more pressure the PNP side than the JLP side. And that is kind of biased when you look at certain things.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's there, but they make it look like that they're trying to fight against everything, like in both communities, both sides. But deep down, if you're from the garrison and you know what's going on, there are preference in the crime fighting. Put it that way.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you. Of course, it is that I don't do the whole political thing or whatever, but and sometimes I think I'm a Rastafarian, so I think a lot of persons don't realize that as well because they can tell by the little photograph that's on social media that people keep on telling me that I have a little photo. I'm not sure what
Right.
that means. However, I'm a Rastafarian since birth. Rastafarian since birth, and it's not just my hair; it's just in terms of my culture and everything else as well.
Right.
I don't do the whole political thing, but at some time in your adult life, you come to realize that um, that itself is foolishness as well. Because we have to like step up and start talking about some of the things that are actually going on the island. People, and we have this Jamaican cultural thing where it is when somebody said talks not on the same page as our island, then all of a sudden we get out, we bent out of shape, and with the Jamaican, I'm gonna drag you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cannot deny exactly what's going on. It's time for the government to do something. There's too much crime and violence that is going on the island as well. But some persons won't speak, and some of the musicians and other persons that have their are we should say they are figurative persons who have certain statute, they will not speak on it because it is, if I speak, then I'm going to be, it's gonna mess with my statute and stuff like that. Come on now, we need to do better. And if the government is not going to do something, there's enough Jamaicans, I would say, that live in the States and other parts of the world that we can come together and do something as well for various persons on the island. But then again, that's a double-edged sword because I saw recently correct my tense there. I saw recently where someone in the US sent monies to a girl in Jamaica. I think it was 250. She asked for 500 and she got $250 and she tore up the money.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You know how much of us don't have nothing to eat when we go out at night? And she tore up the $250. You know how much dumpling that? You know how much cornmeal dumpling that? She Wally, and she tear up the money. Yeah, so sometimes it is that, you know,
she tear up the money?
She tear up the money.
Tear it up? Video herself tearing up the money?
Yeah, she video it. It's on the internet where she teared up and she said, don't send them the little amount of money they come give you at Jamaica. And I'm like, girl, if you realize sometimes we go to bed hungry as well, right? And we don't have it. And not because somebody asks for $500, you actually give them $500, you know? $500 and she chirped the $250, but I'm saying that's a lot of flour dumpling, you know. And we need to start taking, you know, we need to start realizing our actions for some of the things that we have out here and we're doing and stuff and tearing down purses and people and stuff like that, or the culture. Come on now. But anyway, I say that to say this. You have a new release that came out recently. The name of it is, we're going to jump to that song, and when we come back, we're going to ask you a few more questions and we're going to vibe out, and I will take some questions from our audience. I see persons are sending in various comments and questions as well, and I see various persons across the pond that actually are sending love for Villaville and this music, for persons from high school as well. So
yeah, man, respect. Mad respect.
Yes, we'll be right back with more Villaville. Keep it locked. And again, you're welcome to share.
Love, peace, and unity. 1 August, a Villaville. You know what time it is. What's better than love? More love. Or worse than a war? More war. If you don't want peace, you're not gonna get far. A joy when two enemies apart. Life are the greatest thing, yeah. So no bother with that badness thing there. Life are the greatest, life are the greatest, life are the greatest thing, yeah. Me say life are the greatest thing, yeah. So no bother be no gun victim, yeah. Life are the greatest, life are the greatest, life are the greatest thing, yeah. Me give thanks for every day me rise and open my eyes. Me coulda buried down and love Qatar me there on ice. Most of my friends them when me grow we choose the gangster life. And who not dead them they a prison now them still a hide. Me nah lie them little youth to have some crazy mindset. Yeah we born for dead but most of them not live no life yet. Yeah me vision them the mice but only time I prove it. Because some game with them I play them 3 points them lose it. Yo badness that a madness and they use and sight it. Inna them head them think them bad but them not really bad yet. Them just a learn it cause them always be some easy target. So entertainers way I hype them up you need to stop it. 5 dead no a 5 baby now na father. Yo a time fi be wise up and load the drama. Every engine at the garrison at every corner. Oh we a go make no money when a pure war they on ya. Life are the greatest thing yeah. So no bother with the badness thing there.
Yes. We are currently we're currently live, and the name of that track was Crime Victim. I couldn't remember the name of the track. We're currently back. Of course, the name of that one was Crime Victim. And I really love the music video itself. So for persons who are listening to the track and they love the track as well, you can always go on to YouTube and check out the Villaville, where you can see all the songs that I actually just played within the interview. You can go to YouTube and you can watch them in full length as well. So Villaville, talk to me about this this Crime Victim track. Is that from personal experience?
Current happenings, some part of it personal and some just have to do with what happened during that time. That time of writing the song, creating the song.
Yeah.
Because 5 gunmen got killed in Augustown during that time.
Wow.
So I had to include that in the song. And it's basically about everyday life that's going on right now in the ghetto, right now in Jamaica. So it's just my way of trying to spread like
the news, I would say, just spread the love, spread the word to let people know that the greatest thing is life.
The greatest thing is life, and people don't value it nowadays. Everybody wants to be a
That's it.
bad man, right? You do something, and sometimes as well, people don't realize that the difference in culture as well. You come across different cultures, and they may say something and people take it out of context, not recognizing that there's a culture that goes along with everything. I have Eccleston Barnes that says, continue on your lyrical journey, and that you have been inspiring him since days at Excelsior, and he's proud of you.
At Excelsior?
Mm-hmm. No, I think he's saying that he attended Excelsior, but while he was at Excelsior, you he's been listening to you since those days. And Eccleston is actually an artist as well.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Yes, yeah. So it's
motivation.
It's motivation. I was actually going to ask you that question. It's like how motivational it is. Do you think of that stuff when it is that persons within your community actually come up to you as an artist? Do you get persons who motivate you even within your own district to say continue with what you're doing?
Yeah, get that a lot. Mm-hmm. Especially even now when people ask when is the next song and all that stuff. That's motivation enough. But my biggest motivation is when, like, I'm in Spanish Town right now. So when I go over a place name like you call it Lakes Pen.
Mm-hmm.
You go over an area named Lakes Pen.
Is that
I reach Lakes Pen? That's in Spanish Town.
Close to Johnston? Across the highway.
Yeah, right. Close to De La Vega.
I'm from De La Vega.
Across the highway from De La Vega.
I'm from De La Vega.
Right. So you cross the highway, come all the way up. Yeah, you know exactly where it is.
Okay, yeah.
If you come from De La, you know where Lakes Pen is. Mm-hmm. Right? And once we reach Lakes Pen, when we see the kids run, come and gather around me and hug me up and all that stuff, that are the greatest thing. If you notice, if you watch the video, mm-hmm. if you go back and watch the video on YouTube, you would see me and you would see them in the video.
The kids in the video, okay.
You see all the kids, Lakes Pen kids in the video.
Well, and that's the greatest thing about it. Like no matter what happens on the island, it is that they're the kids and the persons who help to motivate each and every artist out there and say continue to do what you're doing and bring the good music to the to the world at large as well. And you have to appreciate it, because even sometimes I'm pretty sure sometimes you feel like doing it. Well, I shouldn't say that you do, but I know, even for myself, sometimes I feel like, well, do I really want to do this today? But the words of encouragement that comes from various persons across the aisle is
That's
what
right.
helps us, to continue along that path, whether it's chosen or Definitely. We choose to jump on the bandwagon and get it done. So what's next for you? I cannot believe this, that we're almost in September. The year just started the other day. I know it is that we are close to the end of the year, another year again. So what do you have plans for the rest of the year? Any shows locally and overseas?
Well, I'm in talk with somebody from Dominica, not Dominican Republic, Dominica. Mm-hmm. They want to do a show over there. Yes. Me, Joshi, and another artist. But that's just talk right now, in the talking stage right now. In terms of music-wise, I have a release on September the 1st. Mm-hmm. That's with me. It's a re-release, like a remix.
Yes.
Me with me, Charlie Black and Future Fanboy. It's called Party Anthem.
Party anthem. Is it similar to Party Animal? Party, because
Something similar. Yeah,
Party
similar
Animal
to
is
something
Jamaica's
similar to that.
anthem.
Yeah, but it's a party vibe song and thing. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice little vibe.
Clean.
Clean, clean, clean.
Yeah, clean, clean. Clean like Jesus police record.
Yeah, man, clean. Yeah, you sound like you got the music, you know. Watch it.
I can, but I choose to stay behind the scenes, and I learned so much behind the scenes that like, even to do a song and put it out and to get some kind of traction, I have second thoughts about
Yeah,
it, because I always say, when I look at persons who treat people or treat others, less than ourselves, if I have to get money and treat people that way, let me go on broke. Let me go and be broke and don't have nothing, and go and
yeah.
keep going outside and digging up the grass and swallow my tears. Be better that way. All right. But in my next
But
lifetime, yes, because they claim that you have this life and then there's another life. It's in my next lifetime. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I want to be that girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, you have your plans then
Yeah.
for now and the next lifetime. Yeah, go on good.
In the next lifetime, I want to be that girl that's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I have fun doing mostly like reality songs and songs that make people laugh. I think
You need
people
the
need to
laughter.
just laugh,
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah. Some of us too uptight, huh?
Yeah, people need to be happy.
Oh, gosh.
But I think that's the best way to go still in terms of music. Last longer.
Yes. And laughter is good for the
And you'll be
soul.
remembered in a positive way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they say if you can put a smile on someone's face each day, and laughter is good for the soul. Is,
Yeah, for real.
it's part of making it in this
We're not,
business as well.
we're not knock the younger artists, put it that way, the younger artists who do certain type of songs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, um, you have some negative message in
Yeah.
the song them, but me personally, I'm not to knock that, because look, dancehall is call it, is an art,
Mm-hmm.
So my man put out him craft. So him do what him know, what him like and stuff. So you have to respect even the way them do it, the melody and how them construct the music and stuff. You have to respect all of that. Even though the message might negative, but you have to respect a man art same way. Him can transform at the end as him get older and as him more mature, him can start look on Bujo. Bujo never start off at the culture. Capleton never start off at the culture. But them transform and start the cultural songs.
Yeah.
So it can lead to that. But them just have to be careful. That's why I like DJ Phil. I like the songs where the youth them can gravitate to.
Mm-hmm.
The little youth them, the babies them and stuff like that. That's why I like bring them in at the video and make them try be a part of the song. So them can take heed to the message and say, all right, yeah, me a part of the song, I like it, and
Right.
because when
Go ahead.
when the youth them like a song, I mean you teach them from baby stage. It's a life of the greatest. And you teach them that. Then we grow the way that you show them love. When we reach lakes, when them run come hug me up and stuff like that. A lot of them need that. Cause maybe them parents now give them that.
Right.
Or them uncle or them big brother now show them the love. So when you do all of them something there and them get to love it. I mean, them might go in a different way. You never know. Some might take heed to what you say, some might stray.
Yeah.
But at least you try with them. You must can catch even one of them.
And you've made a point, because I always tell persons that I don't think that there's a bad song. What I think is that there's levels. to
All right.
there's levels to the business. So maybe, you know, you have, like you said, artists who are just starting out, and everybody had to start somewhere. So maybe it is that the artist needs some vocal lessons, needs some direction in the studio, just like some of our producers. I've got songs before where artists have sent to me and them say they work with such and such producer, but I'm like, okay, that producer needs some assistance and they need some knowledge in terms of producing. So
Mm,
sometimes it's not even the artist, you know, it's like I've done track and field and I train athletes. I've trained and still train athletes. So you have athletes who will come and it's like
you're right.
they do a one race and you say, oh, you know, I see something that's somebody else may not see. That athlete may have run 13 seconds, right? But when the athlete
Yeah.
runs, it is that what happened when that athlete ran? What did I see? If they work on their blocks, there you go. They don't know how to execute out of the blocks. They don't know how to lift their legs at a certain part. They don't know certain things. So it's similar with the artist, yeah, and the producer as well. So there are producers who actually don't do justice to the artist. The artist can actually sing, but the producer sucks,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So
True.
so now we're in a system where it is everybody's blaming the artist and the music they put out there as well. Also, you have persons that are saying, how come, you know, some of these established artists are not mentoring the artists as well? The producers. Do you know that's one of your first
Mm-hmm.
mentor? That's one of your first mentor because that producer is going to tell you, hey, do not sing that song, right? And don't sing that song that way. Or this song, that direction you're heading into, I think you're too young right now to be singing this kind of song. The producer
All
is
right.
one of the first mentors. So when you're depending, I think people are too dependent on everybody else. And that's why I tell people I'm an introvert. I say to myself, they're so calculating. We have a system where everybody depends on the government or depends on the prime minister or depends on whoever. And nobody wants to do everything as they blame, oh, it's the president, oh, it's the
Yeah, licky
economy.
licky man. Licky licky.
Exactly, right? And it's a similar thing within music. Oh, the established artist should be helping to mentor. No, the producers are your first mentors as well, and your parents. But again, and there are some kids who don't have a parent or a parent that says they don't want you to do music, right? So there's work to be done. Um,
That's true.
as well. But I am very confident. I always say this. I think everybody in Jamaica can sing "Down to the Baby," right? All you and for those who
Talent.
say,
All
yeah,
heap of talent.
we're full of talent. And as for persons who say, well, I don't think so. As long as they have a good producer, I tell you, Jamaicans can sing. Yeah, or in different professions that can really sing. So that.
Remember every
Mm-hmm,
Jamaican,
mm-hmm,
singing at them bathroom when we go river and a beat. We
mm-hmm.
sing, We have to sing for feel good, because the water nice and so you just sing. All if you can't sing, you try sing.
Not only that as well,
So I we that.
when you have to go get the when you have to go get water, the pail and get water.
Yeah, yeah. Something to occupy your time. You just sing.
Who remember those days? Yeah, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I tell you, it's been a pleasure vibing with you. You know, I think most persons know I only speak once a week, and this is my 1 day a week speech right here on this show. It's a pleasure
Yeah.
having you come through. I am going to be looking out for you across the social media. Well, now that I know you, I'm gonna, find you as well. So the persons who ask me, how come I don't know it? I'm Jamaican. I do not know all the artists on the island. I don't, right?
Mm-mm. No, you
However,
don't know. I
yeah,
know me know.
but however, I'm open to know all the artists on my island. So yes, you're welcome. If you would like an interview, reach out to me. But I respectfully request that you do it professionally. Mix and master it because I even have guys who say they're producers that send me stuff that they say is done and no, it's not done. Right? So send me something that I can, give to the world and say, this is a representation of my country. Huh? As well. And everyone is welcome to send their music. You can make your submission. Global Music Report at gmail.com. I said it here, and I will put it in the chat on the various platforms when I have a chance. But it's Global Music Report. Make your submission, and I will go in and I'll listen to it. I'm not listening to everything, but I am. It will. Trust me, I will get to it. Maybe not right away, but I will get to it. So, Villaville, you have something that's coming up, and you're working on additional music for the end of this year, you said?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, are you working with Russ Ash on songs for this year? Because I know Russ Ash, he will let me get on a song with you.
Yeah, but nothing in the pipeline right now. But music. We can just link up probably tomorrow and say, yeah, let's do something.
And then it
And
does.
something, yeah, we just create a music. So it can happen anytime. But nothing planned right now.
Nothing planned right now. We don't plan music. We just do music. I
No
hear.
plan with Ras Ash right now, but
Yeah.
I have a salute Ras Ash,
Shout,
But definitely something will happen.
shout out to Russ Ash. He's such a talented soul. When he sings,
Yes, man.
that's music that comes with the spiritual being. When he sings, you feel it, and if you're not feeling it,
Yes.
if you're not feeling it, you're a devil.
The bed what
Yeah,
I
devil picnic. Yes. Yeah, but shout out to Rasash, and of course shout out to Sunshine P, artist as well, currently in the chat. She loves the interview. Thank you.
Oh, respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thanks again to everyone for the support, the various countries who are able to tap in and listen, and even the ones that are not listening right now, but will go back and listen later. I appreciate everyone who gives me their time when I come to this platform and I bring to you these excellent artists across the world. And I want you guys to support them in whichever way you can, whether it be streaming their songs by going on Spotify, or whether it be purchase, because a stream doesn't even equal a penny. But if you purchase, it's 99 cents. But then as well, we're in an economy where purses don't even have 99 cents. So, however, you can support, even liking or leaving a message under the artist post, that counts as support as well. Okay. For myself, though, I always say this to everyone: you don't have to follow me. Only if it is that you think that we are beneficial works going forward, you're welcome to follow me. Otherwise, I value the 4 persons that know me, especially the 4 persons that like my posts on Facebook.
5 now, but like it though.
5. Yes, no, I have 5. Right? And last time, Ton of Hope added himself, so now I have 6. Shout out to Ton of Hope as well. Jamaican away from home, repatriating in Ghana. Blessed love. So, Villa, any last minute shout outs and share your social media with our listening audience?
Yeah, social media. Well, Instagram, it's Villaville Music, VILLA, Can check me out on Instagram right there. YouTube, it's Villaville, VILLA. Same thing with TikTok, Villaville. And that's basically it. Empress, you've been a wonderful host. Respect for having me. It was a pleasure being here, though. Believe me, it was a pleasure.
Respect to you for showing up.
Yeah, I want to big up all of the supporters and listeners from all the different countries. Yeah, man, mad respect. Mad respect.
Yes.
So bless up every time.
And I have I have Shirley out of Canada. Basically, because what happened is that I got these pictures for the flyers. And so
Yeah.
Persons have been cracking me up because, well, for lack of a better term, they're calling this Shirtless Friday. Shirtless Friday. Because
Shirtless.
Shirtless Friday, because Pupa T before you and yourself, you guys are bearing your chest, you know. So the platforms, shout out to the various persons across the world and all the girls right now. What I will encourage you guys to do though is to follow the artists, you know, and it's okay to slide in there. Well, I don't know that. Is it okay if they slide in your DM?
Yeah, they can slide in. I'll be respectful. Once they do it with respect, I'll be respectful as well.
Yes. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me, but you can slide in his DM. I love this showing up. Yes. Anyway, so do have to part right now, but I thank each and everyone for tapping in and lending to me each and every week your listening ear. Trust and believe that it's not taken for granted. And as I've been going live on these 3 platforms for the past 2 weeks, I've gotten various messages that I should continue to do what I'm doing. So I must be doing something well. Okay? All right. On that note, Villaville, it's been a pleasure.
Mad respect that time, press.
Okay, we're going to listen to one of his tracks and we'll vibe out. Have yourselves a blessed rest of day.
Yeah. You know what time it is. You're the fame. You already know my name. Don't rush. Baby girl, take it easy. Enough energy they have to please the needy. Next gal I text and I say she want to see me. My day under quarantine, me tell her, she say really? In the house, me and wifey locked down 24/7, so me make she have fun. Give her love until the love will come down. She say you better call the side gal and me you want done. This lockdown thing I make some hot gal panic. Just somewhere day for your $1,000 credit. She text me next day and I say Villa, me not get it. Me say oh sh, you know me credit done as me fi send it. You're the fame of some artists where I gonna make it. Idol and Spaniards, you them full of lyrics. So long in the business, me feel like a relic, but me still plan to make me music a pandemic. This COVID thing I lock it down like a cell. Mask and sanitizer, enough of that I sell. Everybody in a mask like them under spell, but at least you alone know when your breath smell. Everybody afraid cause no man no want catch it. Blackhead in a face and nobody nah touch it. Everybody have a spray buckle in a pocket. Give a madman a bills and him spray it when him take it. But on a serious note, we need to find the antidote. No for dead is not a joke. Every day the news report. This me really want to see we back to normality. Tell the church to pray for if you overcome the tragedy. In the meantime, we need to just keep safe. No make the pressure dry out like shoelace. Keep a distance, standing at your own space. And no link up on no base. Yeah. You know what time it is. I feel like I hate that. Yo, where's the hello?
Villa, we had to run through.
Hold on. Life after COVID, me done to the max. TV and food, everybody a relax. Inside, ding dong him said that, but when a time fi come out, everybody get fat. I'm a friend Shelly Belly gain weight like the whole time him locked down in my feet pancake. Girl we ass did flat pancake inna the mirror, but me gain little ass can shake. COVID it have the whole place a moan, while some make it a reason fi no pay back loan. Wifey a smile car husband the home, while side gal a ball, me can't even get him on the phone. After COVID they know say a hustle time. Every artist a chase back the dollar sign. Everybody price drops at the right time to book the biggest artist before the hype is climb. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. I just a freestyle wicked and wild. Yeah, the fear. Hello. Now touch in and now. Lockdown time.